Hey everybody, I just bought this great 120 bottle wine rack, and it's pretty nicely priced. The box came in the mail, and here it is. It's pretty well packed and solid. And when I went to open the box, I see all these pieces of wood, and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to take all this and screw it all together. That's cool, screw all these pieces of wood together. But to my delight, when I opened the box and took the pieces out, I was able to see that the shelves were already pre-built, and it really wasn't that much to put together at all. It was very, very easy to put together. So, I started to pull the shelves out of the box, and I put everything aside so that I could get ready to make my wine rack. Now, one of the great things about this particular wine rack is that you can request to have a couple of shelves that come in pairs of two that are designed for the bigger bottles of wine. So I got two shelves that were designed for that. You can make that request. I did, and that's what I got. And so I laid my shelves side by side, and you can see that the one on the left has 9 sidebars, and the one on the right has 8. So they're spaced a little bit different, even though they look similar. So if you do the same thing that I did, make sure you lay them out so you know which shelf is which. It's a little hard to tell, but this is what this wine rack should look like when it's completed. I'm going to put the link for this wine rack underneath this video. It is really, really awesome. I think it is. And you can see how it's put together, how you could stack bottles one on top of the other. So, alright, let's get started. Alright, so I got my bag of screws, and one of the other things that I ordered that was an option, free option, is that little strap you see on the top of this picture that you can screw the wine rack to the wall if you want to, so it doesn't tip over. But I'm armed with my screw gun. You could use a screwdriver if you want, but I like to use a screw gun. And it comes with a bag of screws and a couple dowels and some very easy to follow instructions. So one of the first things you need to do when putting this together is take some of the side rails and screw the shelves into the side rails. Now the side rails have holes already pre-drilled, and so do the shelves. You can see on this next picture that the shelves have those 2 little holes in the ends, and you're going to be screwing the side rails to the shelves. Now, one of the things I did to do this, to make it a little easier for me to line things up, is I screwed the screws through the side rails so that the points come out the bottom, so that it's easy for me to line it up and put it on top of the holes in the shelves. Here's a close-up of that. You can see the points sticking through, and I could just put those points on top of the holes in the shelves and start screwing it down. So just to get ready, what I did is I put the screws through the side rails to get them ready with the points sticking out the bottom. I did this to both of them on one side, and then I'm going to do that to the other side later. And basically what I did is I put the shelves, lined them up underneath, and I screwed them down to the end rails. Now, one of the things I did is when screwing these down for each shelf, just to line it up, I did the outside screws first. So I did the outside screws on one side, then the outside screws on the other side, to make sure that the holes line up all the way around and that nothing is askew. Yeah, here's another view of that, where I'm doing the outside screws on the other side as I'm putting together the wine rack. And the thing is going together really easy. So, again, what I did is I did one side, the outsides of each shelf, and then after that was secured, then I did the other side. Then I flipped the whole thing over and did the same thing again to the other side of the wine rack. And one of the things I did is I took my towel, threw it underneath on the bottom, just to make sure I don't scratch up the floor as I'm securing the screws into the wine rack, tightening it all up. I go over the screws again to make sure that everything is nice and snug, but not over tightened. The screws are really nice quality screws, and the wood is pine, and it's perfectly fine. Overall, I have to say I'm very impressed with the quality of the materials that made this wine rack. And these wine racks are actually designed that you could use them either side by side, or you can stack them one on top of the other. I'm going to stack it one on top of the other, and when doing so, you have these dowels that you can put in the holes on the top of the end rails. So all I did is I put the dowels in the bottom, the one that I wanted to be on the bottom, and I lifted up the top one, put it on top, and securely, tapped it in, and it became this pretty nice size big wine rack. And I put it next to my closet door here that you can see about the size of how this wine rack actually looks. I'm really happy with it. I think it came out awesome. And, holds 120 bottles. I'm thinking about ordering another one because I have a lot of wine bottles that I want to store. Here you can see how the wine bottles go on the wine rack, and it's really, really nice. I look forward to filling this up. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching. Alright, everybody. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube. And definitely check out my blogs, www.cookingitalianrecipes.com with the dashes in the middle. Or my other one on winemaking, howtomakehomemade.biz. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And have an awesome day.